So you're still seeing her?
Now it's different. There's a man. How do I know if he's real?
Good afternoon. I'm Kate here with Fabulous Mag TV, and I'm joined by Barney Cokeliss. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. Nice to be here.
Brilliant. He is the writer-director of Night Dancing, the short film. So what inspired you to write this film?
The film came to me first really just as an image of a woman on her own outside in the dark, dancing. And when I kind of unpacked that and discovered the story that it contained, it turned out to be about someone who wasn't sure whether what he was seeing was real and who had a sense of longing and loneliness that he wanted to fill. So that's it. It really started as just that one image.
Yeah, it's a really interesting movie. My kind of take on it was it's a bit of a psychological thriller. I kind of watched it and just wanted to see more because I wasn't sure what it was going to turn into. How long did it take you to kind of write it?
It's funny, the actual writing of it was really quick. I think I probably wrote it in one night. But the themes and topics that I'd been kind of percolating over for months and years, really. I've been fascinated with contemporary dance for a long, long time. I've been going to Sadler's Wells for many years without necessarily feeling like I was a proper insider in the dance world. I'm not sure I even really understand it, but I love seeing it. And the themes and the emotional context and stuff were definitely close to my heart and things that I've been thinking about for a while. So it was a very quick distillation of subjects and qualities that I've been thinking about for a long time.
Really good. What's next? Are you going to take the film like further? Are you going to make it into a feature film? Is there anything next that we can expect from it?
From this film, it's still on its festival run. Once it completes its festival run and gets through the various seasons of potential award wins, it will hopefully then be broadcast and shown more widely. As for a longer version of it, I hadn't thought of that. I'd very much made it as a standalone short, but a really great cinematographer that I was talking to recently, he said, you should come up with a TV series based on it. And I actually have a little germ of an idea now. Thanks to talking to him, it made me go away and think about it. There could possibly be a way of extending it. But I'm very excited about some upcoming projects that are a little longer, that are totally different. But I hope they'll have that same sort of humanity and emotional grip at their core.
So how long did it take you to write the film?
It was a pretty quick process of actually putting pen to paper, but there were ideas that had been swirling around my head for quite a long time. So I wrote the screenplay itself in perhaps just a couple of nights, just refining it a little bit as I went along. Shooting it was also quite quick in that it was a no-budget film, essentially, and we shot it in one very long day in Romania. We went there and worked with their wonderful art department and built it entirely in the studio. So the streets that you see in the film are indoors. They're built by Andreea Gegel, a wonderful Romanian production designer. And that gave us a kind of unity of look and feel that I think we wouldn't have been able to get on location. And then to get it done in that relatively short shoot time, when you've got quite long pieces of dance that are hard to break up on the day, involved shooting with two cameras at the same time. So Philippe Crest, the DP, would operate one camera and I would operate the other one on the dance sequences. And I was always looking for the more oblique, asymmetrical, odd little shots, maybe shots where both characters are over on one side or we're shooting past an obstruction like a lamppost, and Philippe would be getting the more classical, inclusive framing. Because dance on the whole is best when it's filmed in a way that you can see the whole body. And yet I also wanted to be able to get in closer and find some compositions that would be kind of intriguing in their own right.
Okay, it was quite challenging to film it. Did you find that? There must have been quite a few, the dancing must have had to go over it quite a lot of times, I'd presume.
Yeah, I mean, we did obviously shoot the dance quite a lot of times from all the different angles we needed, and that was another reason to shoot with two cameras, because it would have exhausted them as well as been taking too long if we'd had to do it every single time with just one camera. But it was a long day, but it wasn't really what I'd call a difficult day, because I think when the material's working and the performances are working and the movement's working, I find that the crew are all kind of magnetized to that, and everyone's very attentive and very focused and very keen to get it to happen. And so I'd say it was one of the most pleasurable shoot days that I've had, albeit also probably the longest.